Good afternoon. I'm William Lake with the Department of Modern Classical Languages at Georgia State University, and the purpose of this video is to give you a basic introduction to some fairly common functions in the Gimp, which stands for the New Image Manipulation Program. And it's a great program because it has most of the functionality of something like Photoshop, but it doesn't cost you anything. There's a little bit of a learning curve involved, of course, but that's something that we pass through with videos of this sort. So today, we'll be working with a picture of the Mexican flag, and we'll be trying to make some basic modifications to it, maybe something that you might use as your avatar on a listserv or something of that sort about Mesoamerican culture. So let's open up my folder here for part one of these tutorials, Gimp projects, and we'll open up this picture of the Mexican flag, which I obtained from Wikimedia Commons, by the way, in order to give them credit. So if you already have Gimp installed, I am usually a fan of right-clicking on an image and selecting Edit with Gimp. That way, Gimp loads and it brings you straight to where you need it to be. So we'll have that loading here. Updating as usual. Excellent, we're in. Now, as we know, the eagle which landed on the nopal was, having caught a snake, is of great importance. And maybe, yes, we would like to use this eagle on its own as an avatar on a Mesoamerican culture board. So, keeping that in mind, I think our first order of business to get this symbol will be to use our crop tool. So in order to crop anything outside of the area of this image, go over to your toolbar, your tool options toolbox here, and what we want to do is we'll crop it. So look for this icon, the crop tool, that looks like an X-Acto knife, and we'll select that. And now, what I love about this crop tool as opposed to other programs such as Microsoft Paint is that it's very flexible in how you can crop it. So let's say you've got this area. Wonderful. It darkens out everything that you won't have in your selection there. So let's move around in here until we've got just this area, and we can keep on adjusting it. And then there we are. Now let's click crop. Great. Now we have that. Now the colors on this particular image look a little bit faded, so why don't we experiment a little bit with some of the color tools that are available in the Gimp. Let's see, I think this might be a good candidate for playing with the color balance to see what we can bring out of it. So you have three knobs here in your adjust the color balance menu, and so you can bring everything between shades of red and yes, between everything of its. So yes, you can alternate it between levels of blue and cyan, green and magenta, yellow and blue. So let's see what happens first of all where we're working with the midtones here, what we can bring out by bringing some more blue. Not quite what we're looking for here. Green, of course, was very important as representative of jade in various parts of Mesoamerica. So let's see what happens there. Now that might be avatar material if we want to emphasize the green here in this color. Now, it looks like it could use some work with the shadows, a toning down of the shadows. So let's adjust our green in the shadows as well. Okay, well, it looks a little bit more smooth to me already. And finally, in the highlights, let's bring it more towards an emphasis of green. That's a little bit much for me, but I think here we'll have achieved that shade that's more suggestive of the jade, which was so valued in much of Mesoamerica. All right then, I'm reasonably satisfied with this. Of course, there's always room for improvement. There's certainly no limit to how you can alter an image. Now, what I see next is that it looks slightly grainy, and so I'd like to show you the Enhance section here in the filters. We'll go to Enhance here and Sharpen. Now, this won't be a completely professional sharpening job like professionals are trained to do, but it can do a decent job. And so if you notice, things get a little bit too pronounced once you drag your sharpening up to 99 here. But for example, if you take it to about 60, look at that. It gets a little bit more pronounced. Things are quite noticeable. And so, keeping that in mind, that's just one of many ways in which you can enhance your image. I encourage you to look at the others as well. For now, I think for the purposes of this tutorial, we will conclude with the Decor tab to add a border, which can add a lot of, it can pique the interest of the viewer who is viewing your avatar. So, here we go, to add border. And what happened here? Enhance. Okay. It was there. It is. Sometimes you have to look for menus down here in the toolbar if they happen to pop up. Okay, so this is the add border here. So here, first of all, you want to determine what color you would want for this. Let's look around here. We may as well go with green. I'm sure there are other good ideas, but perhaps, excuse me, a darker shade of green. No, we will go here, and so that these boxes up here will determine the thickness of your border. So the X size will be the width of your border, and then the Y, of course, will deal with the height of your border. And the delta value, this refers to the amount of difference in shades of green in this border that will go around your four corners. So it will modulate between 4 shades of green in order of brightness. So in order to get a nice pronounced difference in each border, let's set the delta value to 75 and see how that comes out. Okay, we'll press OK. And there we go. Now we have an image with a border that also emphasizes the green that was the color of jade that was quite popular in Mesoamerica. And so, if we're satisfied with that, we can go to File and click Save As, and keep the XCF extension if we aim to continue editing this later, or if we are just simply satisfied and ready to upload this to a blogging platform to use for our avatar. We can save this file as something like, Mesoamerican avatar, and it doesn't really matter here for just an avatar, PNG or JPG. Doesn't really matter to me. I prefer PNG for something like an avatar. It can be anything you need. So go there, click Save. Good point. Yes, you would think it was saved, but that's not usually the case. In order to save the file as something different from what you are working on, you go to Export As. And yes, that is precisely the place where you would click Mesoamerican Avatar.png, portable network graphics. So export, and yes, those are some fine export settings. All right then, let's have a look at that. There we go. Excellent. So best of luck to you and all of your Gimp projects. This is William Lake with the Department of Modern Classical Languages at Georgia State University, and have a great afternoon.